If you had a nickel for every time you heard the term woke agenda in politics nowadays, you'd be a millionaire. It's turned into a dig of sorts, a way to rally some conservatives against more progressive ways of thought. Early this year, Kansas Republican legislative leaders pledged to take down woke ideology in the 2023 session, and they did, in fact, push back against progressive policies, notably overriding vetoes for bills that tell people which bathrooms they're allowed to use, what's listed on their ID, or banning transgender girls from girls and women's sports, despite pleas from trans and civil rights advocates not to.
We are just tired of having to come back here and have the same conversation and put our kids at risk over and over again by having to hear conversations about their validity and their worth as people.
That's Overland Park State Rep Heather Meyer, who has a transgender child. She's one of several critics who spoke out against these measures, most of which survived a veto attempt by the governor. It's among several hundred proposals Republicans across the country worked to pass this year. Here to discuss those bills and the session as a whole, please welcome Kansas Speaker of the House, Republican Dan Hawkins. Mr. Speaker, thanks for coming, making the trip.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's jump in. We have a lot to talk about the session, but these transgender bills really sucked up all the oxygen in the room this year. Why pass this agenda? We know one bill, the gender affirming care bill, did not survive the veto.
Correct. Well, the reason why is this issue actually transcends ideological lines. It truly does. There's Democrats that do not believe that all of this stuff is correct, just like Republicans. And for us, the Fairness in Women's Sports was one of those bills where we really needed to do it. We actually had worked on that for 3 years. This year we got it passed and certainly overrode the governor's veto, but that's all about making sure that women have an ability to compete on a fair playing field.
Sure. I know in Kansas, though, the numbers show, and we checked with the Kansas High School or State High Schools Activities Association, there's one student, one transgender girl who's even eligible out of 106,000 students. Why not, make this a local issue, a district issue?
Well, number one, we need to be consistent across the state. It can't be just one area, it has to be all areas. And so that's what we do at the state level, is to come up with the solution, or in this case, a statute that takes care of that across the state.
We talk about abortion rights, and as you know, voters overwhelmingly protected that last year at the polls. There were efforts to tweak or restrict abortions in the state this year in the session. Can you explain those, and will you seek further restrictions?
Well, the provisions that you saw this year, the bills that you saw this year, all really centered on life issues. It wasn't about abortion, it was about life. One of our biggest ones, of course, was the Born Alive bill. And all that does is make sure that if a child's born alive through a botched abortion, that it gets the same care as any child of like gestation. Nobody, I don't think anybody in their right mind can say, this baby's born. It's now alive. It's born. We're just going to set it over here on a steel table, a cold steel table, and let it die. And it does happen today. People say it doesn't. It absolutely does. We have a doctor that is in our midst in the legislature. He's seen it 27 times during his career, so it does happen today.
All right. Let's talk about the vetoes this session.
Yeah.
There were almost a record number of vetoes from the governor. I mean, we haven't seen that number in decades, but also many overrides, too. What was that working relationship like with Governor Kelly?
Well, it's an interesting relationship because, we, the people, are passing law, and then she gets the opportunity to veto. She vetoed 37 bills. We overrode 11 of them. And quite frankly, the reason why is that she just is on a different playing field than we are. She says she's middle of the road and that she's going to meet us in the middle. We believe she's in the left ditch.
There was one bill, Senate Bill 8, that had many tax cut measures kind of stacked together, and that's one of the reasons the governor says that she issued a veto. Let's hear what she had to say.
I hope that from that they would learn, perhaps as we're going forward, to take a look at presenting these issues on standalones rather than package them all together, because you do a lot of damage that way.
I'm curious to get your take on her comments.
Well, my take on her comment is that actually she disliked one provision, and that was the Pregnancy Crisis Center. Anytime that came up, she vetoed it. And that's what made her veto this particular bill, was the tax credit for Pregnancy Crisis Center. So, there were a lot of things in that bill that she liked, but she disliked that one in literally anything that's abortion related, or in this case, life related. she's going to veto, and she did that.
Attacking this next year, would you maybe look to not package them all together to try to get them through?
And actually, those were all packaged during the committee process. So all of those bills came to the Senate and the House and were passed on the floor. They went through the proper process. She just doesn't say, that's just her reason for vetoing it. It's not the reason why it's her reason. She did it because she doesn't like the Pregnancy Crisis Center tax credit. So
last question. Let's talk about priorities moving into 2024. Obviously, you have a ways to get before you reconvene.
Yeah.
But what are we going to see? More pushes for school choice? What's on the agenda right now?
Well, I would say the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the tax bill again. Our tax bill that was a comprehensive tax bill, was very sustainable, responsible. She vetoed it. We were really surprised that she vetoed it because it had several things in it that she wanted. But we want to get that single rate tax done. We will probably tee that up almost immediately next year and work on that and let her veto it during session, and then we'll override it next time.
All right, and we'll talk then. All right, Kansas House Speaker Dan Hawkins. Mr. Speaker, thank you for coming on. Enjoy your summer.
Thank you.
KMBC 9 News will be watching the impact of the decisions made in Topeka this year, especially how they affect you. Look for coverage on air and online at KMBC.com.